I could start off this speech with facts about my sister. That her name was Cecilia and that she was diagnosed with osteosarcoma when she was 10 years old and 2 years ago passed away. I could tell you about the multiple rounds of chemotherapy, radiation, and so on, but I won't because anyone can find this information out on a patient chart. But not everyone can live to tell you the story of what it was like to live through it all. So I hope to give you a small slice of what it means to live with the cards that you're dealt with. It was my junior year homecoming, and there was nothing more in the world that I yearned to go to. I had picked the dress out months before, and in anticipation to my eyes, the dress was perfect. It was baby blue, which also happened to be Cecilia's favorite color. Sparkly, but not too flashy, and it was intricately adorned with lace flowers and embroidered all over. After missing homecoming my first 2 years, because I had decided to spend it with my sister in the hospital instead, I was looking forward to finally having the chance to live like a normal teenager. However, my sister's health was deteriorating rapidly, and this year she was on hospice, taking short breaths from a ventilator and surviving off of bottles of Ensure. I was at a crossroads like many moments in my life before. Should I do something for myself for once, or should I be there for my sister? I would have easily dropped everything in that moment to be with my sister, but my selfless sister urged me to go and live my life, so I did. Reflecting back on my experiences as a sibling, I made more sacrifices for my age than most of my peers had to. I listened more than I was able to speak at home because everyday pleasures, such as being able to complain about my teachers giving me too much homework, was better than not getting assigned any homework at all while being cooped up in a tight, drab-colored, cemented room with nothing but YouTube to keep you entertained while you're being picked and poked at. Being a sibling of a childhood cancer patient also meant reading everyone's actions and doing things without anyone ever asking for it. Like serving as a sounding board and ultimately a liaison to communicate the unsaid thoughts and feelings between my parents and sisters, all while swallowing my own sorrows without burdening anyone else or grabbing the barf bucket before Cecilia would even think about stumbling into the bathroom to puke. Most importantly, I meant finding the joy in little things, such as the celebratory burrito bowls after every round of chemo and coming home to snuggle with our beloved dog, Oreo, in the comfort of our own home instead of the hospital bed and the times we managed to sneak him in. Shh, don't tell on the nurses that allowed for that to happen. Cancer tears families apart and causes more thunderstorms and rainbows. There were days when my family and I were faced with difficult questions, like when my sister asked my mom if she would have given birth to her had she had known my sister was going to have cancer, and how she openly said she felt like a burden on our family by ruining our lives with her sickness, but when in reality, she did anything but that. If there is anything that my sister has taught me, it's to keep fighting the good fight, even when it seems impossible and even when you've given it every ounce of your soul and it still doesn't work. Still don't give up. Every scientist, doctor, and health professional in this room is a testimony to that statement. Thank you for canceling your plans with your friends and loved ones, missing your daughter's dance recital, and coming home late to awaiting hungry kids ready for dinner to be made because you were held up with an experiment last minute that took you longer than expected or a last-minute patient that needed you. Thank you for giving it your all for children that aren't even your own and for choosing this profession when it isn't even profitable with little funding to begin with, when instead you could be choosing to use your brilliant minds elsewhere. This inherent selflessness is why Cecilia and I both aspire to be like you and impact the pediatric oncology field like you all one day. So thank you for coming here to present the brilliant efforts that you all work so tirelessly on to show the world and the pediatric oncology families that people still care and that no life taken by cancer ever goes wasted. As Cecilia would say if she was here today, keep fighting the good fight. Thank you. There's like multiple ones, but okay.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, so this is my sister when we were younger. Some baby pictures, I guess. Yeah, she was like a huge science nerd, as Dr. Kaplan can attest. And yeah.
Do you want to answer a couple questions?
Yeah, I can answer questions if anyone has any.
Do you want to ask Valerie anything about her experience, or let me start by asking you. So, where are you at now in your professional development?
I'm studying at UNC Chapel Hill, and I'm working with Dr. Kaplan this summer in her lab.
Fantastic. So you're going to keep her really busy. So, is there something in particular that you're starting to look at, or are you basically learning? What are you doing this summer? Do you know yet?
I think we're working with immunology in her lab in the summer, and during the school year I work with in a childhood cancer lab at UNC with studying Ewing sarcoma.
Excellent. Excellent. Any other questions for Valerie? Yeah.
Valerie, as a family, or maybe getting to know Cecilia, her current aspect, how did she think about research? Did she think of it as, I'm glad to help, or I just want one last resort, or, I mean, how, as a patient, as a family, how did you think about, as I recall, right, she did do some clinical trial stuff and things.
Yeah, so my parents and like my family like didn't really want to give up. We wanted to try all options. So my sister was like loved research. Like it was silly when she did the CAR T cell trial, and she still kept the little syringe that you would like insert. She still has in her room. It's so silly. But she like really wanted to try everything, and she didn't want to give up. But when she did towards the end, when she was on hospice, we understood, and like we like listened to what she wanted, and it was her body, and we were glad to be a supportive family and follow through with her decisions.
Other questions? Yes, Tasha has a question.
Well, it's a statement and a question. Valerie was here last year, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Well, Valerie was here at a previous event, and from our perspective, to have her return and share her journey, her family's journey, Cecilia's journey, is really inspirational. Really inspirational for us from Children's Cancer Foundation. So my question really is how you find the strength and the spirit to do exactly what you're doing today. Obviously, I know there's emotion, and you're doing it in her memory. Where do you see yourself in 5 years or in 10 years, or maybe with Dr. Kaplan's guidance? Are you going to be on the front lines of cancer research breakthroughs?
I don't want to be too ambitious just yet, but I want to.
Be ambitious.
No, I mean, I don't know. Like, life is long. Like, you really don't know. I just want to like take it one step at a time, and I want to make an impact wherever I can, because I feel like it's such a blessing, even though it was a difficult journey and we didn't choose the cards we were dealt with. I've had so much support from like other people, and like doctors like Dr. Turetsky and Dr. Kaplan and so many other people out there who've taken me under their wing and like have like given me the opportunity to rise up. So I want to like give back and like do what I can with my experiences.
Well, thank you. You make today and everything that we do all worthwhile. So thank you.
Thank you so much for what you said. It was very inspirational to me. I wondered if you had thoughts about how we could do a better job of supporting siblings when their sibling is going through cancer treatment. Are there specific things that doctors could do to help you feel more seen? Do you have any ideas about that?
I think it'd be great to like include the siblings in like the treat like you know when you have like every weekly like checkups or whatever, to like include them in so they know what's going on, because oftentimes I would feel disconnected because I was at school, my parents were taking my sister, and like I would never know what's going on fully. So I feel like having an open string of communication, whether it's like maybe through email or like maybe like a statement following up, so the sibling could be in on the loop, like, oh, like they might need a hospital stay within the next 2 weeks, so we could like plan accordingly, which is what I had to do a lot of times.
All right, girl, I'm so proud of you. That's an understatement, but I'll say it anyway. And my question for you is, what do you think Cecilia would say to us about the direction of the research? Do you think she had an opinion on what we should be focusing on that maybe we weren't? I just wondered, because she was so smart and she always had good ideas.
I think she'd be really proud with where we're going, because I know like it's definitely like, as Dr. Hest was showing, it's not like it's not great in comparison to the adult cancers, but I feel that like with people like you guys who are willing to like give up your time and give up your weekends and everything, she'd be super proud of it. And I think like even though she's not here today because like she passed away, but I think she's like super proud of what you guys are doing, and I think she would be really appreciative to be here today and to see what you guys are doing.
Valerie, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.